Hey cinephiles! Today we're going to be discussing Makoto Shinkai's role as an auteur. Roll the intro. Growing up in a rural region of the Nagano prefecture, Shinkai often depicts both the Japanese countryside, where he grew up, and the city of Tokyo, where he went to university, in his films, and he often goes out to take pictures of his scenes to add a layer of realism to his animations. In his films, She and Her Cat, Your Name, The Place Promised in Our Early Days, and The Garden of Words, Shinkai uses vivid color contrast and framing to teach his largely young adult audience that humans are inherently lonely and require meaningful connections with other people. For example, Shinkai's first short film animation, She and Her Cat, is narrated from the perspective of the cat, who talks as if he is the woman's partner, even though they can't have a romantic relationship because, well, he's not human. Being his first animated film, She and Her Cat sets a precedent for future Shinkai films where people are lonely and try to fulfill that need for a partner in their lives. In Shinkai's highest rated film, Your Name, which is also the highest grossing anime film of all time, Mitsuha, an ordinary rural girl whose family takes care of the shrine, switches bodies with Taki, a high school boy from Tokyo.
ほれ見てみ、宮水や。
私絶対無理。よく人前でやるよりよな。信じられんわ。
After being embarrassed for having to partake in her family's traditions in public, Mitsuha renounces her tradition. Let's take a listen.
もうこんな街嫌や。こんな人生嫌や。来世は東京のイケメン男子にしてください。アホな人やな。
While Mitsuha is initially side by side with her sister, we see her run off on her own in frustration. Although her sister is nearby, we see her isolated in the frame as she stops right between two rather imposing pillars. Mitsuha's rejection of her family traditions show that not only does she feel alone in her small town, but she also doesn't feel connected to her ancestors or her living relatives either, which forces her to seek out an alternative solution. Fast forwarding a little bit, we go to one of the most heartfelt scenes in the movie because it's the first time they actually meet in person. However, spoiler alert, they can't actually see each other because there's a 3-year time difference between them.
Mitsuha.
滝くん。滝くんがいる。
Still a better love story than Twilight. Anyways, Shinkai expertly uses the setting sun to literally draw the line between Mitsuha and Taki, which separates them both physically and in time. But when the sun fully sets and the line disappears, their yearning for each other pays off.
なあ、Mitsuha。目が覚めても忘れないようにさ。名前書いとこうぜ。ほら。
If you want to watch the ending, go to Kiss Anime. The place promised in our early days is Shinkai's first film created with a team rather than just by himself. It showcases a supposed love triangle between two friends, Hiroki and Takuya, and a girl, Sayuri. However, when Sayuri falls into a deep coma for an indefinite amount of time, Takuya moves on with his life, while Hiroki refuses to give up on her. While Sayuri's consciousness is trapped inside her own lonely world, dark and gloomy colors overcast the frame. However, when Hiroki joins her, warm light floods the scene, giving Sayuri life and purpose. Similarly, Shinkai manipulates blue light to reflect mood. For example, in this scene where Takuya and Hiroki have conflicting goals, with one wanting to save Sayuri and another wanting to save the world. It's complicated physics stuff that they sort of explained in the movie. The presence of blue light emulates the now cold friendship between the two. With the world at stake, Hiroki can't imagine a world without Sayuri, so he does whatever it takes to save her. In the last film I'm going to analyze, The Garden of Words, which is IMO the most aesthetically pleasing Shinkai film, a high school freshman named Akizuki skips school to visit his favorite park on rainy days. There, he meets a young woman called Yukino, who skips work to drink beer and eat chocolate. In this scene, we see the characters first being introduced to each other, sitting at opposite sides of the bench and conveniently being separated by the center pillar. As they bond and grow closer, they also physically move closer to each other. On a sunny day, when Yukino is sitting on the left bench alone, expecting Akizuki to show up when he won't because it's not raining, instead, a tourist couple forces her to move back to the right bench, symbolizing her slipping relationship with Akizuki. This slip is further emphasized in the next shot where she is figuratively crushed between the pillar and the bushes and becomes an isolated, non-functioning adult again. Just like in The Place Promised in our early days, Shinkai again uses color contrast to reflect mood. When Akizuki and Yukino first begin to bond, the rain produces rainbows that surround the characters in a calm and serene mood. However, once Akizuki learns that they are romantically incompatible for reasons stated in the movie, hint, spoilers, the rain discolors the frame and highlights the frustration both parties feel about each other because they cannot emotionally connect.
みたいなことを教えてくれるのがアニメーションであったりとか小説であったり漫画であったりしたんですね。そういうこうエンターテインメントに救われてきたっていうこう気持ちが、随分強くあるので、かつての自分がもらってきたものを今の、かつて自分だったような人たちに向けて返していきたいという気持ちなんだと思います。
名前書いとこうぜ。
Nothing in my hands, nothing in my hands.
Boom, plot twist.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Did you know that I'm sponsored by the Byung channel? I am. Click here to watch some of his videos.